Yo, what is good, YouTube? We are back with another video. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys are hitting that like button and that sub button. Today we are back into the park spear of 2K, and we're going to be doing actually a build video today. This is a build that I actually found it myself. This is not something that, at least I don't think you'll see anywhere else unless somebody somehow made the exact same build as me. This is a build that I was working on, and I played around with the builder for many hours, and I'm not exaggerating. I really did mess around with this build for many hours. I kind of was tweaking with it. I really wanted a point guard at 6'4", and that's exactly what this is. So with your position, obviously you're going point guard, and height you're going to be 6'4". You're going to put your weight at 224, and as that might seem heavy, which it is a heavier build. There's a reason for that, and we will get to that in just a second. You're also going to max out your wingspan. So right off rip, you're a fairly tall guard for what this game is, especially when you're playing threes. You do see bigger guards on twos. You see bigger guards on threes even. But a lot of people are running 6'2", 6'1s. I've seen a lot of 5'9s. You still do get the people who are running 6'7s. If you guys want a good 6'7 build, let me know. If you want a good 5'9 build, let me know. Any position, any height. If you need a good build at a height, just let me know and I can cook up for you. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into some of these attributes here. Starting out at the top, from top to bottom, your close shot is going to be a 65. Obviously not a high close shot, but it doesn't really need to be. You don't need a close shot on a point guard build. It is high enough to where if you're under the basket, you're going to make it, and your layup and dunk is obviously going to be more important than that. Speaking of layup, speaking of dunk, they're both just going to be flat out at an 80. Not amazing, but also not bad. It's going to be good enough to do what you need it to do. You'll get a fair bit of badges. Some people prefer to get to 85. You could tweak the build if you want and get it to 85, but doing that is going to hurt the build a lot. I did mess with it for that layup mixmaster. But it is a tier 2 badge, so you could choose if you want to put your tier 2 on that or not. Completely up to you. Getting into the mid-range, we are going to be going to a 77. Obviously not very high, but getting into the 3-point, that is where you're going to get your badges from. You're going to have an 87 3-ball. I've tweaked it. I've messed with it. I've tried to get a higher midi. I've tried to get a slightly higher 3. You can go up to 88 on the 3. It does not do anything. So if you're wondering why it's at 87, that would be why. At 86 even, you don't really lose much. So you don't really have to even be at an 87. That's completely up to you. So if you were going to tweak anything about this build, you could take the 3-ball down to an 85, and you don't lose anything until you get to that point. So just let me know in the comment section. If you took it down to an 85 and you found it to be better at an 85, put it in the comment section. I'm open to whatever you guys are finding. Into the pass accuracy, we're going to go up to an 82. Like I said, this also isn't amazing, but this is more than good. I have another guard build that has a 70, and even a 70 seems to be plenty enough in this game. With the ball handle, we are going to go up to 95. With speed with ball, we're going to go to 87. We're not going to go to 88 or 89 because it just doesn't do anything for us. Interior defense, we're going to go up to a 65. That is not really crazy, but it's a lot more than what guards have, and with having weight and having a higher wingspan, you are going to have no problem defending other guards in the paint. Perimeter defense, you are going to go all the way up to 94. So an absolute demon on the perimeter, and we are going to explain how to get to on-ball menace legend, pick dodger legend, challenger legend. You are going to get all of those on legend, including off-ball pest. You're going to get that on legend. You're going to get them all. Absolute demon on defense. Getting into the steal, we're going to go up to an 85. That's going to give you gold interceptor. That is going to give you silver glove. Getting into the block, we're going to go all the way up to a 68. Don't need to go any higher than that because you don't get anything else, but you will get high flying denier with that badge. Offensive rebound, you are going to drag it up to a 67. You can bring it down to a 60 if you want, but the 67 is just kind of how this build worked. The last attribute points ended up getting put on that. Speed is actually going to be an 82, and your agility is going to be an 86. And if you guys were wondering why this build was so heavy, the reason this build is so heavy is because we are going to get a movable enforcer on gold. That right there is what's going to make this build what it is. An absolute demon on defense with gold immovable enforcer. and just overall, it is going to be an impossible build to get around. You have a removable enforcer on gold, and then like I said, you will have legend on-ball menace, legend pick dodger, legend challenger, and legend off-ball pest. The way you're going to be able to do this, and this is why your agility is at an 86, is because when you hit starter 3, you get +5 attribute points. So you put your +5 attribute points on that perimeter defense, you are going to have 99 perimeter defense. So in a way, this is almost a shorter lock that also has Hall of Fame dribbling and also has really good shooting. You have silver Deadeye, silver set shot, silver shifty shooter. You have bronze limitless range. You have just a really good jump shot. And at 87, you're going to get all the good jump shot animations. There will be some you're missing, but trust me, you can find a good jump shot at 87. And then the next time you rep up and get +5, I believe is like veteran 2. I believe you get another +5, and what you're going to do is you're going to put 1 on your ball handle. That's going to give you Hall of Fame unpluckable, and then you can put 1 on probably speed. There's not really much else that you're 1 away from getting something. The only thing would be unpluckable. If I was going to suggest, if I told you to come down to an 85.3, I would tell you to take that down. Obviously, you can adjust your free throw a little bit, take this rebounding down to a 60, and I would say really pass accuracy would be the only thing you can get that bailout. I don't necessarily think it's worth it. I don't think there's any reason to lose that. If you guys want to do it, that is something you can do, but I just don't really see a purpose. The bailout is great to have, but you lose 2 points on your 3 ball. You lose some of your offensive rebound, which some people may wonder why offensive rebound is important in the first place. It's just good to have. If you're playing 2s, if you're running double ISO, it's always nice to be able to crash the board and get that rebound. With that being said, this build has shades of Rondo, Lonzo Ball, and Drew Holiday. 3 great comparisons. Players that play both sides of the ball. Rondo, obviously more of a pesty defender. Lonzo and Drew Holiday are just big-time perimeter guys. Don't get me wrong, Rondo obviously did have perimeter defense, but Rondo is where you get the kind of passing aspect. Lonzo is where you get the perimeter and also playmaking, a little bit of shooting, and then Drew is just where you get the all-around. I'd say Lonzo also adds just a little bit of the finishing. Testing this build out, as you guys can see, you'll get a lot of jump shots. You'll obviously not get any of the big ones, but you'll see that there are plenty of jump shots here that you can get as we get all the way to the bottom. There's a ton of jump shots. You'll see them all pop up. There's going to be a lot you can't get because you're not 6'10". But anything that you are tall enough to get, you basically get. There's only a few you don't. Getting into the dunk styles, you obviously aren't going to get contacts. You don't need contacts in this game. I would just put the basic ones on, like the tomahawks, the double clutch, just all the safe dunks are all the dunks you need. With that being said, that is the build. If you guys have any questions or anything you tweaked about the build and found it to be better, put that down in the comment section below. Let me know how you guys do with this build. Let me know what you guys think about this build. Maybe you think this build is terrible and you don't want to make it. Tell me why. Help me be better for the future and make better builds. With that being said, I appreciate everybody who did stay to the end of this video. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button and that sub button, and I'm out.